Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're playing Mood, which is a horror visual novel. The art style looks really cool, and the whole vibe is just, I like it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it besides that though, so let's get going. Okay, flash baby right in the beginning. Love it. My name is Rose. What a silly nickname. What? Nothing changes. Exodius. Issue? Is life worth living or not? Tons of false values impose prohibitions. Freedom? Find an exit. Okay, coming at me real hard. I'm here for it. Okay, I already really like this. I like the backgrounds and stuff. Not too long ago, a joyous event happened in my life. I finally found a job after being expelled from university a couple months ago. System administrator at the local state-funded health center. Sounds good, huh? It's not great. I get it. The status of a psychochemical student does not impress employers. They pay poorly, under the table, and the 10-hour shifts don't excite me at all. All for the remote chance of leaving this shithole for a better life. Anywhere to get away from the joyless faces and the marginalized charm of the streets. Just a little patience, amassed little by little. And here I am, a happy, lonely old dimmer in the south. Hee hee. I will make it to that point. Will I make it to that point? Highly improbable. But hanging out in a urine-soaked entrance hall isn't gonna make me any healthier. It's time. Dude, the effort that must have gone into this is crazy, and it's snowing. I love it. Another winter spring day, still the same familiar scenery. Smoggy fog covered the road, cloud-covered skies, traffic rumbling, and drunken bastards in the yard. When you grow up in such an environment from a young age, it's hard to imagine that the shades of life could be anything other than dim gray. Butt-numbing cold. Crawled out early doors, but it was unbearable to stay at home. Early in the morning, I was reproached by my mother for my failure. Almost routine, not worth paying attention to. For as long as I can remember, she's always had a way of ruining the day of any reluctant. So this is translated. I don't know if you could tell. I like the vibe though, so we're gonna keep going. I don't mind it. Some games are a little hard to understand, so we'll try it. We'll try to understand together. Because that's how she drove father to it, and I, as his copy, became the main victim of domestic deposition. Of course, you get used to it over the years, but there's a limit to everything. A line, after all. Today's cigarette incident was the last straw. How could you rip up and throw away a brand new pack? She saw they were new, and still bought it with my last dime. Not fair, goddammit. Why can't I smoke when I feel like it? I'm a grown man at the peak of my years. And my greatest accomplishment is a half-century-old room brought to an eye-pleasing state with a dozen stashes for cigarettes. Alright, so we're poor, but we got cigarettes. That's the vibe. In such an environment, thoughts about the appropriateness of life and its future prospects are constantly swirling around in my head. They become darker and more radical, and their severity increases every day. If only someone would smile. You're the only one smiling at me. In my head, you're always smiling, patting me on the shoulder approvingly. You're me. Of course I'll smile at you. And pat in all the right places. Fuck. A little more of this shit and I'm gonna lose my mind. It's time for a change. Many times I've fooled myself with that phrase, yet now, more than usual, I feel frustration and anger? Time to act. From this day and this moment, I control my own fate. You've got to move on with your life, back and forth, change it somehow. I'll take a walk and think it over. What if something breaks down at work and I'm not here? Not showing up is a penalty, and I don't want to frame people. Think of yourself first. Yeah, you're right. The Master of Fortune's first decisions will be... Oh, okay. Well, we're trying to have a better life, so let's not drink, so we'll pass today. It's not a good idea to drink in this cold. That sore throat was a real nightmare. On the spot. It looks like a parking lot or something. But having built the framing of the building, the area was sealed off by the police. It's standard practice of the local mafia to take over business shares from small construction companies. It's the perfect place for a den. No one can get through the snow barkins? I'm assuming the piles of snow. That's probably a real word. I've just never heard it before. But as far as I'm concerned, wet clothes are a trifling price to pay for a secluded nook near the woods. I feel solitude with nature. That's important, isn't it? A walk along the forest belt 1 to 2 times a month and no psychotherapy needed. It's cozy, even though there was a murder nearby. I think everyone should have a place like this. Yeah. And this? Something new in my cave. Dude, I really love, like, the vibe. I cleaned this place a couple days ago on my last visit. The wall was blank. And the visitors were kind enough to leave me a collection of all human fluids. Thanks. That means pee and poop. Fucking hell. Things were left untouched, even the shoes. I'm sorry, I'm so bubbly. I'm a little too bubbly for this game right now, I feel. Sorry. I'll lower it. In such cases, there are 2 options. Either smeared with shit, or the condition of the owner was close to a corpse, and he trivially forgot about them. Yeah, the second one. And the size of the boot is almost mine. Wow! Those graffiti paints are expensive. Not Matter Black, premium brand. How did they end up in this dump? Since the owner is gone, my creativity calls for action. Alright, let the heart lead the artist's hand. We're gonna finish the pinnacle, I think, because it's so close. The pattern is quite irregular, from what I can tell. Well, I've seen tons of pentagrams and shit during my graffiti artist career. I've had my sketchbook somewhere, let's see. Better write it down. There is symmetry and asymmetry in the pinnacle's lines. 4 short lines in the lower triangle, 1 long in the upper of the outside. I feel like we're going to be quizzed on this later, and I'm not going to retain it. A circle with the triangle outside of the main star. Even in the smallest triangle, there is a line. In all, 4 plus 1 plus 1 equals 6 lines. 2 triangles with lines and strips. It means that in the blank space, there should be... Ah, yeah, yes, of course. Fuck it. Who the fuck cares? Quite impressive. Such a waste of talent. So whoever drew you, now you're part of my interior. Or should I say exterior? I knew that would happen. I don't know why, but I had a feeling. Let's go. Ooh, I fucked up. Ooh. It glows, but I feel no heat. On the contrary, it's giving cold. But how? Only luminescences emit the cold light. Concrete shouldn't glow. I feel a distinctive taste of iron in my mouth. It's not blood. Looks like the air itself is filled with highly dispersed particles of iron. I take it back. It's definitely hot. Guess I should leave, but I cannot. Not. An expanding vibe. I'm H-E-R-E. I'm here. Ooh. An expanding vibration tingles. My fingers like ultrasound, but with higher power. Enormous power. Ah, hell nah. Why now? I just to watch the move. Oh my way, turn it on. Don't mine. Feels like a trip. I know, yeah. Is that what do you think he sounds like? Ooh, it's me, your own mind. Ooh. Can't see shit. Through the faded ring in my ears, I hear a voice, close and far away at the same time. Okay. Let me. Check the temperature. Thanks for letting me finish. Damn, usually a transfer melts to nothing. A girl? Here? Hey, the most stylish girl. Fuck. Was I thinking aloud all the time? Style. Hey you. Damn it is. Style rules. You okay there? I can't fucking see. So open your eyes. Sorry for your crib, but it's your fault. She probably sounds like Briar from League, but I can't do it. You forgot. Cast everything and behold, you were honored to be my guide tonight for Schneider. Nah, more like a hallucination. No man would come here. So many years since my last vacation, just to end up with a hobo. Lucky me. Except they were a girl, right? Remember to save the game. Okay, we're gonna save the game then. Ooh, I like this. Return. No way. I wouldn't have believed it any other day, but I don't understand. A hallucination cannot be so real, and no man could be here. So is it a girl or a boy? Because I keep saying man. Now I'm confused. So there's only one conclusion. Guess I died, just to know about it. It's so over. And you're the product of my dying imagination. Quit with your phallitisms. It's unreal, like a fever dream, or more like a personal simulacrum. Fuck. I should have cleared my browser history. To whom I'm talking about honor and stuff. Hey! Begone, you undisguised and grotesque image of the dark maiden. Let me die in peace. Since when have these bumpkins become so skeptical? Leave? What kind of insults are in my own mind? You live as an outcast in the ruins. Can't judge you. This is not true. Guess death is gonna wait for a while. You should be happy about it. You need to stay sharp. First I need to deal with the guest. Well, the thing is, usually I come here to be alone, to think of the hereafter. And I definitely don't expect anyone here. Especially any girls. Okay, they are a girl. The most stylish. I feel like that's not her voice, but I know someone who looks like her, so that's the voice they're gonna have is her voice. I'm sorry. Forgive. Forgive and forget. Despite her cuteness, she has such a ghastly aura. All of my being were resisted to be near her. I really wanted to be close to her, is what we're saying. Cried out for danger. My last resort would be fighting. At least the girls shouldn't be a problem for me. Such a poor reaction to my luxurious, and by the way, custom transfer. Self-annihilation on a shithole. Sour face and all. I'm certain. A constant inner monologue. How? Looks like your dismissal is a result of recent expulsion from society. Chin up and keep living. I told ya. For Schneider, why'd you have a stone face, huh? I'm not. How the hell did you just pronounce emoji? Hush. I see. A heavy burden is inside of you. Consequences of unrequited love. Am I right? A heart drowned in tears. Sob, sob, sob. She just said it the most mockery and sarcastic way possible. I think I nailed her voice, actually. I can't stand people like that. Why the hell does she even care about me and my insides? I've got nothing to hide. I mean, whatever. For the first time, someone has cared about my feelings, and that someone is not a human. Definitely not a human. But still, I should keep the distance till I understand her intentions. Let's just say, after a series of events in my life, cut back on my emotions. And it's kind of improper showing them here. You know, I'm tempted by your calmness. I don't even need to threaten you. Maybe it's gonna be entertaining. Great. Since you've known my name, call me by it for Schneider. An unknown word at the end of the sentence occurs suspiciously often. So you're Revy? They like to call me Rev. You're allowed to do both. Kind of sus. How do I know your name? Well, you wouldn't ask me first, so I implanted it into your mind. You can't just go into someone's head like this. I only did it once. Or twice. That's enough. Remember to save the game. Okay. Brace yourself and in a confident man's voice make her tell you everything. Yeah, you're right. Have to dominate the conversation. So, what do you want from me, idiot? You will keep me company tonight. And that's it? No blood rituals and stuff? You seem upset. It sounds way too innocent. I don't trust her. Why did she come here? What purpose do anyone like her have? No, we won't have sex. What? Touched the nerve, I know. No man's temper can handle a rejection. You better learn how to tell a girl about your intentions first, not scare them away at the end of a date. What? We just met. Just a reminder to avoid any excess. How should I react to it? I was eager to say that the walk seemed good, but she could also lie to me about her intentions. Such an obvious trap. We're gonna save. Obviously. Such an obvious trap. She'll lure me somewhere and eat me, just like in the movies. Hell yeah, let's go. We're gonna be trusting, obviously. Okay, have it your way. Either way, a walk was in my mind, but do not expect something from me. I knew you wouldn't leave a poor girl in trouble, for Schneider. You call yourself a poor girl? Getting slowly back on track, I could regain a figure which was in front of me. Her ragged clothes looked to me a bit punkish, and the natural black color of the clothing and her hair almost absorbed the light. Her loose and inappropriately styled hair was quite a meter in length. Lots of scratches on the clothings and braces. It appears that the clothes were either badly stored or the owner sprawled somewhere regularly. I suppose they're made of platinum due to a slate gray color and its low reactivity with oxygen. Okay, I wouldn't know that. And her voice, her speech, that word at the end. You keep repeating it, but I don't quite understand it. Huh? Gone wild by that much in the dump you've forgotten your own language? That is not my language. You're off topic, aren't you? I heard this word while I was in the Frankish kingdom. Did I call it right? Well... In short, a local family that accepted me used to call their waiting staff like that. That means I'm a maid? To me, it sounds swanky, don't you think? Swanky. Well, it's not your first time here. In our world. Yours? Of course! A perfect place to relax. So you call it relaxation? To frighten the first man you meet with your company? Oh, crap. Isn't it too late to pick you up? Not an ounce of seriousness. Jokes aside, I really enjoyed chilling on the mountains for a few weeks. Just to relax. Forget about work and be alone, get it? But I got bored, kinda. Sure, you can't get bored by the beauty of nature, but how long could you hang out with the same rocks? It'd take a few days for me to freeze to death in the mountains. My friend felt the very same way. She suggested me to give a chance to fortuitous meetings. Okay. And said it'll help to cheer me up after. After a certain event, she kept chattering about the days she had spoken with a poet, about something sublime and earthly. He doubted her words, and thought she foolish. But every doubt went away after the 5 bottles of wine. Ha ha ha! So it means that the alcohol does have an effect on them despite obvious psychological differences. You want to get her hammered? Her reaction and coordination will be disordered, and I can use it to run away in case of danger. So I considered cozy talk with damnatus impossible nowadays, but he even wrote a book about that after. So I ain't the first one who met these creatures. Good news. No matter which way you look at it. And her story... Did the advice work? 5 bottles of wine! Vintage, well-aged wine. I must taste incredible. They say wine used to be completely different in those days. From all of my story, you decided to pick on the wine? Doom and gloom. As far as I remember, they used to drink the 1292 vintage, made of the harvest from the south coast of Inostria. Due to anomalous hot weather, the proof of liquor has increased, and it wasn't wine at all. Nowadays, such a bottle would cost a fortune. People still manage to dig out some unique examples and put them up for auction. Young Damatus, you think such rubbish can be called a fame-worthy result of winemaking? In the old days, we were drinking the beverage within an intertwinement of such complex aromas that sent anyone who drank it to the Myticas. Why is she so bookish? Ha ha. Liquor, which evolves all beauty, sweet wine syrup with a taste of honey and juniper. It was a perfect match in the mountains, where we were drinking it with the fellas, indulging in conversation. An alcohol syrup made of berries, honey, and herbs is delicious. It reminds me of our Architungmeister liqueur. Wonder if she will like it. It does sound tasty, but I'm afraid you won't find anything like that. Fresh out of money. Why the hell am I thinking about flattering her? She's obviously a freaking demon. Use your brain. No wonder the recipe is lost in time. You know, I have some extra diortas of it at home. You're starving for it. I can see it in your eyes. Here goes the demonic spells. You sound like a baby snatcher. Oh, look at you, so gloomy. I wouldn't say no to that one. Well, well, well. That's cool. You know, the majority ran away persistently without saying a word. Cute teeth. I have no idea what precipitarily means, but with the operation like this, running away is an option. You mean I'm ugly? It means you can't get into people's heads. Huh. And you? You were thinking about running away too, were you? The hell is that? To end it here would be quite frustrating. I wasn't thinking about it. You look like you ran away from the cosplay summit. You're telling the truth. Come on, let's go. You're creeping me out. Just a habit. Uh-huh. The scenery is so-so, just like they told me. Must say, I don't visit such snowy places quite often. And here's a wasteland, and metal stuff. Not cool. Do you really like this place? A lifeless winter vibe is one of the few things that echoed in me. It's dead silent here. The low level of light polluting and dry air lets you see the stars from here. But the city, I hate it. It steals lives. What do you mean? Low salaries, employee turnover, the population who keeps drinking to death. There was a copper nickel industry before. Due to that, the city was thriving, but now... All in all, if you ain't relocated as a child, you'll either end up 6 feet deep earlier than expected or in prison. And why are you still here? I had plans to relocate, but I was living in a fool's paradise till I grew up. I was naive, believing in something good. A career right after graduation, loyal friends, and love till death? You know. And what's the result? Everything was fucked up. But I will not give up. Make it out of the city or at any cost, just to have to deal with job stuff. Plans. The future is so unpredictable, but that's the whole point of it, don't you think? Even I wouldn't have thought I would be stuck in the most boring job with the premolent. The premol element. Something metaphysical, not scientific. And she definitely doesn't look like a veteran of intellectual work. Wow, he just called her stupid. She definitely looks like a ding-dong. Wrong one. Sorry. Trying to move me. Here we go. So you're working as a chemist? Yep, the master of Chrysoperia. Normally I'm a security inspector, but in reality I'm stuck at home with a pile of stupid paperwork. Is it bad? Papers and nothing else? I wouldn't complain. Paperwork isn't as terrifying as waking up at 6 a.m. every day. I definitely wasn't created for this shit. I'm sick and tired of my job and the current state of our sector. Pfft. You're still home all the time, fabricating records of where you've been and what you've done. Send it and get new forms. Again and again and again. Boring to death. I do all of that with pleasure if I get paid. Really? You have no idea what you signed up for Schneider. Only the chosen few are able to deal with paperwork. In early days. Kinda like, just imagine. You lay in a barkin, wind blowing gently, you eat fruits, and from time to time solve problems if you want to. I can't stand hot weather. And in the days before the early days, there was no work at all. We were goofing around and blabbing. Huh. Yeah. Things used to be better. I've remembered something too. When I was a kid, there was a lot of part-time jobs for kids like me in the grocery stores. A few hours of that, and I had enough money to buy some chips. I swear the chips were incredible. The taste of careless days. Even though there was also a taste of frying oil. Guess we are alike. Change your job. Have you tried to change your job? You know, my teeny friend. How can I forget about my smallness? With my 191 centimeters of height, how tall is that? I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at that. They are... What? 6 feet 3 inches. What the fuck do you mean? There's no way. Wait. I had to crane my neck with her while we were standing. Nothing will change. It's the beaten track and it remains the same. Also, those freaking QB keeps getting on my nerves, no matter where I am. Huh? I thought you were a strict one. Sure I am, have no doubt. The thing is, well, they have nothing to do with my job, more like a personal problem. Forget about it, you wouldn't understand. QB stands for incubus or succubus, according to Wikipedia and my fundamental knowledge of Latin. What does she mean by saying a personal problem with them? It's quite interesting, I'm all ears. Then remember, out of all the rest, QB are the worst. I keep tolerating him on the streets, but to tolerate the fucking presence in my favorite pub is too fucking much. Pubs are above all. Useless cunts. That's a spicy word. They lounge around, live by the funds donation, but I should deal with paperwork for their safety on the streets. Why the hell do you need them? I'm telling the same thing, but I'm being ignored. We needed them a long time ago. Now they just sit on their asses. We can't kill them either. But I would. Reminds me of the situation with the kids in the shopping malls. Don't laugh. Sorry, but I wouldn't have thought I'd hear the same complaints. And since we've been discussing the work, what do my Force Schneider do for a living? I'm just a poor savvy. What if she'll be disappointed? I can't tell her of one of my previous jobs. But which one exactly? She calls us her slave, not her slave, her maid. Technician, trading environment, public catering. I feel like it's gonna be public catering because she considers us a maid. Work at a fine dining French restaurant. Whoa! Cooking is not my thing at all. I take ready-to-eat stuff. You'll be the cook then. She really thinks of me as a maid. Must be a walk in the park, huh? Bite me. Hate to work with people. It's a fucking thankless job. That's real. And every day is the same. The same routine from home to work and vice versa. Sick of routine. So you know what I mean. You asked me why I didn't relocate. In most companies, if there's a complaint to an employee, the employee will either get his bonus revoked or he'll get fired. The complaints usually go from friends to the boss in a formal way. It's a legit way to cut salary. A simple worker will never get enough money to leave the city. Wonderful. I wouldn't say I mean, it's horrible. Unfairly, yeah. Would you please take my hand and help me get up? Come on, let's go. We've got a city to learn. Nice. Hey. What? It got dark so fast. Do you have any idea what latitude you're in? Latitude? Gosh. We have no more than 4 hours of daylight. Shiz. It's not the word. Word? How are you even so fluent? You see it? It's a classic cliché in any game or movie. A character from another world or a country perfectly rattling off the language of the main characters. I wasn't the only one who was surprised at my mother's tongue once. Besides, I can communicate with this little thing in every slang and dialect of the mortal plane. That's cool. I like that. She opens the inside of her sweater, exposing a shimmering blue CPU-sized device. Streams of azure pulse through the tissue. Ugh. I can't even guess the nature of this technology, and frankly, I'd be scared to get my hands on one. Your thing must be obsolete. The words have been in disuse for 200 years. Aren't you cunning? No one talks like that. Arg! I asked for it, and they still gave me crap. So, what if... Now, do you understand? That ain't even in a language, just sounds. Those are numbers. Apparatus remotus moderator est e recutiferlaginatio parmeteris aculo temporo capit rognatum missi momentum expecte. Can you put it back the way it was? It's okay. I'm sorry, I can't read Russian if that is Russian. Oh, move me back over. This one. What's the problem with communication without this? This thing. In that case, our communication would not last long. Today's people are not allowed to hear the primordial language. It's beyond the realm of nature, kinda. It's not allowed for us to use it. And what happens? And if I had heard it, in theory, so what then? You'll die. Only one word is enough to corrupt the mind. Bullshit. How does someone else's speech make you die? For death, or at least injuries, the frequency of the sound has to be wild. Any damnatus, who tried to comprehend the primordial language doomed himself to an agonizing living out. There have been studies done on the impact and consequences. Subjects were selected in a remote village, and speech precipitation was substituted for primordial language. Let me think for a sec. Something like that. In each case, there was a growing thirst to pour out on the ground the blood tainted by the newfound knowledge. Poor lads had layers of skin cut off, fingers bitten off. Consciousness was rejected in its own body, mistaking it for non-indigenous. After a couple of days, they saw something scary and alien in the people close to them. There have even been times when they were squeezed out and ears were sliced open just to avoid hearing and seeing. But the thing is seeing, they continued in the darkness of thought. Fuck knows where Dementis finds the primordial language by themselves. Maybe ours are making fun of it, even though it's forbidden. Anyway, it always ends up being suicidal. It's like Tales from the Crypt. Author's note. Until the early 20th century, this behavior was called possession. It was believed that the evil was possessed and fought within the person. Psychosis of this kind is the result of touching knowledge and materials that do not belong to the mortal human world. The author is right. Anyone goes bonkers from being in contact with us, even from being around us. Author's note. Revi chose to mention the author of the game, even though she was repeatedly asked not to do so. Couldn't you tell me earlier? No worries, I'm wearing protection. Isn't it at least as outdated as your recorder? Or did I leave it on the table? What did I even take with myself? What do you mean? So what about the movies? What movies? Since you mentioned movies, language cliches, you know what you're talking about. Do you have experience as a movie scholar? I wouldn't say so. Share the tapes! I have like 1,000 movies, but I'm on my 5th go-round. I could pay, but only a teeny bit. The issue of my safety is overtaken by shitty movies. I haven't watched anything in a long time. Besides, tapes are favorite movies. Let me think. Her interest in our movies seemed odd, and it's hard to imagine her sitting on the couch with a movie and chips. How did she get a VCR? What tapes exactly? The technology is as old as time. Don't ask. Just think back to your collection of action movies from your childhood. What were your favorites watching back then? If 80s cassette tapes, Convoy is a great representation of the road movie genre. I love tough, brutal men in their lead role, and it's pretty good for its age. I love rewatching it. Everyone knows it, don't they? It's a popular movie. So be it. It remains my favorite. That's where the black truck was. Huge, noisy, and black. Yeah, I love those trucks. Black ones especially, because it's her favorite color. The trucker culture is something I've been impressed with since I was a kid. So I was definitely watching it. You see all the chrome on those cars, huh? Yep, they put it everywhere at the time. Such a fashion. I once had a dress with glitter like that. Off-white, cut in gold, metal bodice with the embossing. And the threads. I just don't understand why they make hollers with a short face and no chrome. Killing all the brutality and beauty of mechanical monsters. It's because of the terrain and the laws. In European countries, the demolition of historic buildings is strongly opposed. So much for making short faces of narrow medieval streets. America, on the other hand, has wide highways. Lunacy! I'd tear it all down for the sake of developing trade routes. Put a toll on safe passages, and there's your revenue stream. Europeans are obsessed with stupid laws in the environment. Income is not a priority. How? They have tons of money. They give it away to any newcomer. Bullshit. Cross my heart. The laws are like this. Fuck the environmentalisms and stupid laws. I agree. We need to steal a truck like that and drive it around like in the movie. Vacation in style. Disagree. Let's focus on verbal protest. What thefts, especially trucks? They're company property. They're tracked. How do you drive them? Do you have a license? What kind of killjoy are you, by the way? I was inspired by the movies to splurge on new clothes. Personalized, custom glittered, reinforced, stylish, goddamn. Exactly for us. For us? I mean for me and my sisters. Pretty beautiful. I didn't buy anything for you. Her and gifts for the family? I never would have guessed. I bet her sisters are even creepier. The thing is, no one ever comes to pick up the gift. Nice gesture anyway. I'm sure they'll be delighted. Oh, I think you would be friends. I don't think my neck can take another you. You shouldn't do that. Wait. Fucking fuck. Huh? I'm out of smokes. Get some air for at least 5 minutes. I smoke because I'm nervous. Otherwise too aggressive if I get nervous. Then we can go get ciggies at the store. I don't put any random thing in my mouth, for Schneider. It was Rollies from the last of the Sunburine blend. What's with the Sumerian blends? Tobacco leaf and tree wood twigs? If she smokes and has only smoked classic tobacco, I might be able to surprise her a bit. At you and I, after a successful term, we take Tapman Red. I don't want your stupid cigarettes. Come on, at least give it a try. I insist. Well, if you insist. But those horns and those eyes, how could they? You stick out too much. Wait outside. You. We don't want to draw unnecessary attention. Attention, huh? There's a target to divert the defending forces during a siege. So, first we throw the SUV into the opposition wall from the entrance. It's definitely not good for us. Briefly. Let's try to put this on you. But please act Nope. Normal doesn't apply to her. Call to the store without thinking about it at all. But I'm dying to smoke. Act seriously and don't attract too much attention. Will do. Not that serious. Puroi o tenore molto DP con un sorriso e una pistola. What have I got myself into? I hope I'm dreaming. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. Come in, please. I feel shy around girls. Look, and there's music too. It's like a date, Mr. Don't you think so? We're in fact are the store employees. Other customers? Shouldn't be like this, it really shouldn't. Something's wrong. How much is your smokes worth? I've only got a couple teeth to pay off. Teeth? Hideous, gem-crusted, withering teeth. If my memory does not fail me, such creativity was practiced by the ancient Aztecs. The teeth were drilled with a sharpened needle, and the holes were filled with sealing components. They had chunks of gold and minerals set in them for life, just like the teeth in our hand. No need for teeth. Was planning on buying a couple packs for future use anyway. Don't sweat it. Phew. Didn't want to give it up anyway. What's with the bottles in the cardboard? Whiskey, Scotch single malt. It's a gift box. Ooh. We're not buying it. Oh. Look, little canned goods. Pretty freaking cute. Who could fill up on that? It's me, right? Regular ounces of red caviar. A delicacy, after all. Booyah! Fish semen. You're a fish semen. So some respect for other people's culture. Respect eating fish semen. You. And what about these shiny boxes? Anti-pregnancy. You pop a pill and you can't have kids. Hey! I have a story just like that. Tell me. And what's it about? Where to begin? In the northern part of Taimeri, a man of my acquaintance ruled and was very revered about matters of conception and sex. We weren't friends, but we'd say a few words now and then. I already hate this story. The harsh laws of his lands were abide by responsibility. One of the paragraphs obliged the husband to bring his wife's head if she did not give birth, like trading a useless one. So my sister and I decided to prank him. We poisoned all the livestock of those lands with plague, a special strain for the animals. You get it, right? The level of discontent was already high, and then there was hunger in addition. So they rioted on him. He. The already miserable people have been condemned to starvation. It was hilarious at the moment. Yeah, I had to apologize later. Ordered a glass, most beautiful. Sit along with the pottery to him, accompanied by my temple favorite. And he forgave you? Like that? Well, he raped her, chopped her head off. Luckily, they sent her back. And the glass? That's fucking awful. Why send a shipment accompanied by a poor girl? First of all, I knew he'd get a boner on her, and it was good for our union. Secondly, we gave her a new embodiment. I tell you, the head came in handy. Scraped the semen out of his throat, bloody plugs, cleaned her up good, gave her procedures. She doesn't even remember dying. What's with the nasal plugs? He's like, well, you wouldn't want to break a girl's nose for a bad blowjob. What? Of course, I screwed up too. I knew she couldn't do anything with her mouth at her age. What? What? Disgusting. Okay, why does this have to do with anti-pregnancy? Imagine if such pills were crushed into wells. Then you can observe his brain freeze at the number of women executed. Ha ha ha. It ain't freaking funny. Don't fuss, I fixed it. Kinda miss those times a lot. Times of lawlessness and exploitive of naive, good people? No. Well, more like the right order of things. Word of gratitude. Even at work, no one will say thank you. Time and time again, she talks about her supposedly glamorous past. There's a heavy burden of nostalgia on her shoulders. You two are absurdly alike, don't you think? What are you gonna do? Was just about to say, thank you for the reason to buy cigarettes. With your droopy face, you can only read out wills. And she is unhappy. It's just that I used to do teachings on justice, on punishment. I was given ear, asked for advice. That's when one's own importance was felt. Your Rev was only needed a word of thanks, unlike the others. How little you need for happiness. That's right, I'm pretty humble. There were times when gratitude was also expressed with food, stones, body parts, which is nice. But it's the fact of appreciation that counts. Understand? When was that even considered acceptable? It's totally antiquated. The craziness of the offering. You should be happy she doesn't need sacrifices. Means kind. Do you believe it yourself? And everyone found themselves in creation, lived by labor, with clear guidelines. Those were beautiful days. As far as I know, bloody wars were fought in ancient times with guts wrapped around a spear. What kind of creation can we talk about? Don't piss me off, Schneider. There's no guts fighting on my territory. And why is that? Tell you everything. Ah, the best part. Well, if you pour a little bit of single malt in me... No way. And tiny little drop... I can't. Please. No. And take away that idle look. I haven't had a whiskey poured in me in 100 years. What if I show my boobs? Okay, this game's a little edgier than I expected. But it's okay. Boobs. Pip. Stop. I don't get such a tempting offer on a daily basis. No, you don't? That's crazy. That's a low blow. What am I, 15 years old? I'm not falling for that. All men eager for tits. Gotta take advantage of that. It is illegal to sell alcohol everywhere today, especially at night. Oh boy, you missed the chance to squeeze the most bouncy breasts you've ever seen in your life. A terrible tragedy for any young guy. It's not up to me. It's like alcohol-related crimes are on the rise. They put restrictions in place. Blech. Stupidest law ever. We should execute the lawmakers. No, I'm serious. We'll both be executed by the cashier if he sees where you're sitting. Don't mind it. He's in the storeroom talking on the phone about a certain Venera. Is that who I think it is? Venera is the name for sexually transmitted diseases like syphilis, hepatitis, and gonorrhea. From dirty to unprotected sex. Dirty, wild, public. Yeah, kinda. Till shaking in legs. Get out from behind the cash register already. Whoa. Alright, we're gonna save there. This game is a bit edgier than I'm gonna put up warnings. But thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow with another video. Tomorrow is gonna be Vampire Therapist. I'm very excited to finally play that. It's been on my list and it's been literally downloaded waiting for me to play. So we will play that. We probably won't finish it, but we'll start that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Have a good time. Have a good night. I'll see you later. Bye.